Hi, I thought I'd make this video today to run through some of the pitfalls that you can come across while fitting aftermarket seats into your Suzuki Carry. I'm very happy with my seats, but it was a mission and there's some things that I wished I'd known before I started. So I hope this helps you. So, seat choice. Basically, you need to decide whether you want bolsters on your seats or not, because it is a van. You've got to get in and out of it. I think bolsters might be in the way, but some people race around in their vans and obviously they want to be held in place. So the choice is up to you, but personally I didn't want bolsters or excessive bolsters, but there you go. So once you've decided on a sort of style of seat that you're after, then obviously locating them, I would suggest that you go on something like Facebook Marketplace or something like that and look for local seats, because if they're local, then you can go and have a look, have a measure, and you're not wasting a big journey, are you? That's what I decided to do. And when searching for the seats, I basically thought of cars that I thought had comfy seats, because I wanted comfy seats. So I thought Volvos, BMWs, etc. And I just looked for them. So whatever sort of seat you're after, think of that kind of car. Then look for some locally that you can just go and have a look at on a breaker or so on. If they're in the vehicle, that's even better, because you can actually sit in it and decide whether that's what you want, which is what I did. And another factor to consider is that most seats, second-hand seats nowadays, seem to be electric, and so really, fitting into a carry, you haven't got a lot of height. So really, you're going to have to remove most of that. So it is something you need to consider when you're looking at seats, how high the electrics will make the seat. And if you, like with mine, I needed the motor in the backrest of the driver's seat. Now luckily it was fitted into the backrest, but if it was underneath, then I'd have had to figure out another way to get the backrest to move. So when you've located the seats that you like and you have a look at them, obviously you're going to have to measure them up, because there's not a lot of width and the height is critical. Now, I measured them up and I thought I could get away with it, and as it happened I had to cut a lot out the seats, and I only just got them in width-wise. So just bear that in mind, that it is a tight space to fit into, and they're very little seats. They're the normal Suzuki seats. And then when it comes to the colour of the seats you're buying, I like black leather seats, but I didn't go for black leather because basically the price difference was massive. I looked at some black Volvo seats and they were £500 for a set. Now, the ones I got were £80 for both of them, and I think my £80 ones are in better condition. So that is something to consider when purchasing. Now, when it comes to the Suzuki fitment, how they're actually fitted, I went into this a bit blind. I should have done my homework a bit more. What you have to realise is the brackets that hold the engine cover down are welded to the runners of the seat. So I've seen that some people literally weld runners to the existing runners or so on, or chop them up like that. I opted to remove the brackets and to fix the brackets onto the lid of the engine cover. Whether this was the right way about it, I don't know. As I tried various methods moving the hinge, because the one runner closest to the gear stick runs right along the edge and clashes with the hinge at the back. So basically I had to move the hinge over so that my runner could run straight through. That's one thing you have to deal with. Then the height of the hinges can clash with the seats and loses you height that you can go down. Plus the corrugation of the base can also lose your height, but obviously it's corrugated for strength. Now I will be strengthening mine up a bit more, because if you really rock the seat you can get a bit of flex in it, and that engine cover needs to sit flat and not have flex in it ideally. But these are some of the problems that I came up against. I have made templates of the engine covers since, and these templates I'm going to have something solid cut to them, so solid and flat, like whether it's going to be steel or aluminium I'm not sure, but I will be making my own bases rather than the factory bases, which will require me also fabricating my own hinges and clips to tighten down at the front. But that will be at a later date and perhaps for another video. But as you can see, it's not as straightforward as just sticking seats straight down. And as you've probably gathered, the biggest hassle with fitting these seats is getting the right height. It's getting them to come down so that you can drive comfortably without feeling like you're sitting on a stool. Now, mine are a little higher than the original seats, but I'm quite happy with it. But I have heard of other people who just couldn't live with it being higher. So height is everything, and I opted to buy different runners because I noticed that the Volvo runners anyway, you used to have to pull the handle up. Well, as my seat got lower, it didn't leave enough room to pull the handle up to slide the seat. So I have since opted for these Amazon runners, which have a bar that you pull to the side. So although it might be a bit fiddly, I can adjust my seat base backwards and forwards. It's things like that that without forward planning you just wouldn't see it coming. And then another point to consider is your seatbelt. Now, I have gone with the Volvo seatbelt clips because they were in better condition than my Suzuki ones, and they seem very good, to be honest with you. But you have to make sure that they're secured properly. Now, I've tapped mine in and bolted them, so I'm happy that they're secure, but I'm no expert. Well, I hope you've learned something from my pitfalls that I found. I'm not a professional. I'm just tinkering with my van, so I don't want to be liable for anything. But best of luck fitting your seats, and I'll help you if I can. And I hope that this video helps. We've got to keep these vans going, and they're great little vans. And I've got to say, mine is much better with comfy seats. I have done another video showing my seats fitted, if you want to look on my videos, and please like and subscribe, and well, yeah, best of luck. Hope it all works out.